For part 2 of the office transformation, we're going to go ahead and get started with everything that needs to be painted, and number 1 on that list is the wall. I wanted the space to be as bright as possible, which is why we're going from an eggshell tone to a plain white. To keep costs as low as possible, I'm going to be repurposing one of the dining room chairs, and we're going to change the color of the legs to white. Next is this full-length mirror. It was purchased as a black mirror, and we're going over with a second coat of spray paint. For the dining room table itself, which is being repurposed into a desk, we went ahead and took the top off of it, so all we have here is the rest of the table, so the legs and the rest of the frame, which we'll be tossing out. Due to the fact that the top of the table is going to be covered with contact paper, we wanted to make it uniform. So this is the table flipped over, and we're going to go ahead and paint the bottom of the table white. Here we have the finished bottom portion of the table. Now we're going to go ahead and apply the contact paper to the top. And the contact paper that I decided to use was marble. Applying the contact paper was more tedious than it was difficult, just because we were trying to prevent any kind of air pockets and air bubbles. What's up, guys? In my last clip of part 1 of my dining room being flipped into my office, you all saw me at the thrift store looking for pieces just to incorporate into my office space. I wanted things that were functional but still very much decorative and whatnot. So the first couple pieces I'm going to be showing you guys are things that I picked up at a thrift store, and in total I paid $17 for all of them. They will be used for anything from storing inventory to storing things such as inventory supplies, so bags, hangers, etc. The first thing that I have is this picnic basket, and as you can see, it has some plates and cups and spoons and whatnot inside. I will not be keeping these. I'm going to be throwing them away. And it also has this plaid lining on the inside. I haven't decided if I'm going to throw the lining away or if I'll keep it in the basket yet. But I'll also have to do some repairing on this one in particular. This one has some wear and tear on the what used to be a leather handle. And then when I flip it around on the hinges as well, you can see that the leather on that portion of it is wearing off. So I'll have to make a trip to Michael's to find something to replace that. I might put some wire, like some gold wire. I have not decided yet, but that's this piece. I really enjoy the shape of it. It's not your traditional storage for sure, but it does work perfectly with my space. The second piece is this braided basket, and I love the shape of this basket. It's very durable as well. So this will be used for storage. In this one, I'm going to be putting things like the hangers that I use to photograph my inventory, any extra bags that I use for storage, that type of thing. And it is open at the top, so I don't necessarily want to put inventory in this one. I also picked up this basket. And this one is not as durable as the other two that I picked up. It's more lightweight, but so far you can see I've already placed some baggies in there. So this is where I put my inventory. Once I go through and I measure them and whatnot, I'll fold them, I'll put an inventory number on them, place them in these bags, and then I'll place them in the appropriate part of my inventory system. I also have some extra tape in here. I have extra what do you call it, tissue paper in here. And I like this one to be super accessible whenever I'm packaging and I need something or I'm going through my inventory. I can just reach and grab something without having to get up and dig through a whole bunch of stuff. So I do like this one. It's very simple. This is the final one that I got in that four-piece situation for $17. This basket is not as durable as the braided ones. However, I do love the fact that it's so deep, and it also gives me that trunk vibe, but it's not a heavy trunk or anything. It's wicker. I enjoyed the two-tone wicker braiding situation that's going on. The only thing with this one is that I'll also have to fix the strap. So it's supposed to attach at the bottom. But it unhooked or something, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to solve that issue as well. This one you guys already saw in one of my haul videos, so no need to really go in depth to reopen it or anything, but this is what this hinge looks like, and then the handles. This is a very soft to the touch wicker basket as opposed to the other ones. Really good finish, I guess you can say, on it on this one. This is more so a picnic basket, but once I decided that I wanted to go with a wicker theme, I decided to switch it up a little bit and turn this into storage. We're gonna switch gears and go to the things that I picked up from Ikea. I picked these up just for uniformity. So the first one is this beige, like off-white creamish bin. And what I love about this one is it has these metals on the inside, and once you do that, the basket collapses, but it's very, very structured. This one is also from Ikea. I didn't love these. I did like the accents of gold on them because it goes with the rest of my office. However, there's something just very, I don't want to say cheap per se, but there's just something about these that I did not love. However, I'm not going to return them. I'm just going to keep them and try to keep the things that are in there as mess free as possible. And because they're going to be in the bag, hopefully, you know, aesthetically it'll still be appealing. Now these boxes I really, really love. I played with the idea of making just like a regular closet, being able to close the doors so I have that clean finish. However, I wasn't trying to spend money on that, especially since I wouldn't be able to reuse it in a functional way, especially as my inventory grows. So I decided to go with these little storage boxes from Ikea. And it has the silver trim. And this is what the inside looks like. The bottom side and the front side, so I'll still be able to keep track of my inventory by just adding whatever in here, which I really enjoy. I like the little bolted situation on, so these are actually metal. Gives the box great structure. I do like how clean this makes the shelves look, and I have quite a bit of these. The other two I picked up, I believe it was 4 of one and 2 of the other, and then I have the most of these boxes. I have some pieces that I picked up from Marshalls. These are the last couple storage items that I picked up. So to go along with my travel theme, I picked up these little trunks. This is the inside. And for this one, I paid $12.99. However, I picked up a larger one as well. And because this one was damaged, I asked and they ended up giving me a discount. So it was initially $20, but because of this flaw right here, along with one on the bottom part of it, they brought it down to $11. So not a bad deal at all for both of these. And finally, I have these 2 storage boxes as well that complements the trunks. So there's a magnet mechanism that closes it at the front. It's the same exact print as the trunks. This is what this one looks like. I paid $5.99 for this one. And then the larger one I keep my poly mailers from USPS, and I also have my thank you poly mailers that I purchased on Amazon, along with extra tissue paper. So that's why I keep these here. That way I can also keep inventory of what I need when I need to make new purchases or run to USPS to pick up more. That's it for the haul portion of the video. Let's go ahead and get everything put together so that I can show you guys the final look. For the shelves, I got 3 separate shelves and I just placed them next to each other, and I decided not to attach them to the wall. Here I'm just throwing out the plates from the thrift store. Now I'm just doing some arranging to see what order I want things to be in. The circular carpet here, along with the legs, I picked up from Amazon. For the chair, I actually have a white chair cover over it, and then I also have a rug that I used to use for taking pictures for Poshmark. My dining room area, and now it's been transformed into my office. And there's a couple things that I absolutely wanted when I decided to turn the space over into an office space. One is a mirror. I wanted a really long full-length mirror, which is this right here, and it was purchased at Ikea. It was originally a white mirror, and I wanted it to be painted gold, so there's a lot of little gold accents around the office. And that was one of them, as I have throughout my whole entire house is plants. So I wanted to incorporate plants. This one and this one were plants that were gifted to me by friends, and then the one up here was one that I purchased. Another thing that I wanted in my office space was a open area. So initially I was gonna do Ikea shelves that were actually built, and I would be able to just open and close the doors. But these were absolutely cheaper, so I went ahead with that, and instead of filling all the holes with shelves, I just decided to go ahead and left that as an open space, and then just put this large plant there. I wanted to have some sort of wicker pieces, and these wicker pieces are actually things that I thrifted. So I have one up here, I have one down here, and then 1, 2, 3 other pieces. With these pieces, I wanted them to be unique. I didn't want them to be just all one style, cut, size, and whatnot. So I definitely went to the thrift store, as you guys saw in the last video, and picked up these items so that I can kind of mesh them into my space. These were real flowers. They died, so I just dried them out and left them in what used to be a water bottle. This over here is a water bottle. It's like a large mason jar. However, the top of it broke, and when I was doing fall cleaning, I had a night lamp that broke as well. So I decided that I was going to turn it into a kind of makeshift lamp, a DIY lamp. So I went ahead and I just ran the cord all the way around and set it in the jar, and then this is actually connected to Amazon. I also wanted a rack. That is something that I really want, so that whenever I sell stuff for that week or a couple days or whatever it is, I can hang everything up and just go through and process them at my desk. However, this space just did not allow for a rack, especially with the mannequin as well as the steamer. So instead, what my husband did was he picked up these little hooks right here, and these came black. I believe we got them at the Home Depot or something like that. And he spray painted them. So when he spray painted the mirror, he spray painted these as well. And then the legs of the table were also spray painted. So I just wanted those bold features throughout the office, and that's pretty much what we did. Next are these candle holders. These were purchased years ago when I was in college from my husband's dorm at the time. And we still had them. We didn't want to throw them away. And so what I ended up doing was just putting them up here. This is a gift that was actually made for me by my husband for our first anniversary, the paper anniversary. So that being the center of these, it just worked. So that's kind of what's going on up here. The desk. This lovely desk is that dining room table that you guys saw in the last video. I wanted a white table. I wanted some marble kind of feel, but I also wanted to keep it cheap and I wanted to keep it practical. So I decided to flip the dining room table into a office table. And what we did was we got contact paper, marble contact paper. And when I say we, I mean my husband did everything. I just provided moral support. But we took the contact paper, put it on the top of the table. We got rid of the larger chunky legs that were on the table and replaced them with gold legs, and turn it into a nice little office table. And yeah, so that's pretty much what we did there. I didn't want to spend too much money on certain things if we could just flip items that we already had. So that's pretty much why I kept the table. I have some books on the shelf up here. And then these lovely boxes, I just love to be able to put things in there, close the lid, and it just looks absolutely clean. So this is my office space. I really love this space. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for joining me. And in the comment section below, let me know how you guys think this office space turned out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.